Hey guys, so today I am doing another little street walk like I usually do here, and I'm actually walking. I'm just going to get something to eat. I'm going to a place called Titiwangsa, which is about a mile or two away from my room, which is at Sentul Bharat. So up here I'm going to take a right turn. As you can see, this part of the city is not very pedestrian friendly. Now some places are, but just not this section of the Kuala Lumpur. So hopefully we'll be able to get off this highway here and get on back on the surface streets. Excuse me. So this is where we are, Jalan Sentul Indah. So according to my directions here, it's leading me down this highway here. Let's see, the other side is better to walk on, but so maybe I'll just, let's see if I can switch over there. I'm gonna go a little further down here and just see. So I just moved a couple of days ago from Sunway Velocity Mall. That area, that's a nice area. I like that area because it was only 2 stops away from most of the major sites like Bangkok Bentang. So I just moved over to Sentul Bharat, which is a little bit north of, it's maybe a few miles away from, like maybe 2 miles from north of the central sites there, or north of, say, Chinatown. This area on the street that I'm on here, it's a hotel. It's a fairly older hotel there that I'm staying at, which has a cheap price here. But it's all right. It's more of a working class neighborhood, so it's not really an upscale, type suburban type place, but it's more of a working class Indian neighborhood. So here's an interesting complex here. Maybe these are office buildings here, very nice looking design there, postmodernistic, looks like some kind of a big shape there. Blocks or something like that. I can give you guys some comparison between Kuala Lumpur and Bangkok, Malaysia and Thailand. One of the main differences there is that Thailand is one of the biggest tourist destinations of the world, right? So you got millions and millions of visitors, you got backpackers, you saw a lot of Thailand and Bangkok, you saw a lot of people like this 19-year-old college kids, who are saying that they want to go, travel the world, so they end up in Thailand. So it's kind of like a trendy place, Now Malaysia doesn't have that. There's some expats, Western, people like me there. People like those, but most people here, they're living here, working here, Indian, Chinese, Malay, and of course, over in Thailand, it's mostly Thai citizens, right? The people that live there, right? So Malaysia is more of a multicultural, type of a place there. And the other major difference here, you can see this fantastic looking building here. Kuala is a little bit ahead of Bangkok. Bangkok does have these kinds of developments here, and they have shopping malls. But they are, Kuala is ahead of, 10, 20 years ahead of Bangkok. Now Bangkok does, I was quite impressed there, but Kuala is fantastic, It with the steel and glass shopping malls, connections to the MRT system, brand new MRT that is really fancy. And you got the Needle, and you got the Petronas Towers here. So, and I would describe it as even being more advanced than what's in the U.S. United States. Building a city like this. Here we have some kind of a celebration music going on here. I'm not sure what this is. It is Sunday here. And you have a lot of South Indians. These are probably South Indian people here. Hindus, I guess I'm assuming that they're Hindus. I'm not sure exactly. But one of the interesting facts here is that Malaysia is a multicultural country. It's very, like Indian. These are not, immigrants. They're people who grew up here. And you have some people that are mixed. You can kind of tell because some people, you got very dark, like in South India, And then you have a lot of Chinese, and these are like Chinese Malay people. So they're have more like sins, look like mainland Chinese people. So the other major difference here is Kuala is more expensive. So let's see, I'm going to jump across the street here. I'll just leave the video running. But when I moved here, I noticed that, I saw, they got hostels like you have in Bangkok, and but it's kind of hard for me to find the Thailand price. That's my budget. I'm a budget traveler. I'm not rich. So when I was looking, there wasn't that many choices here in Kuala Lumpur. So I found a small studio room near Sunway Velocity Mall. My second day here, booked that immediately. It was like, bam, got on the, went to look at it first, booked that for 1 month. And then that was actually a little bit over my usual price. Now, they do have a tax here. A tourist tax, which is like another $60 a month. That's right off the top, so that's like, makes it kind of more expensive. If it wasn't for that, it would be a little bit cheaper, So, got that done. Food, alcohol is more expensive. So, now I did find for food, well, actually, now, the hotel I have now, that was my second choice. So what I did there is I booked that 1 month, stayed there the entire time, checked out a couple of days ago, went to the hotel. So the hotel is nightly, and it's really cheap. It's like an older hotel. It's basically the cheapest hotel that is not like a dump, basically. Now, I was in Batu Caves neighborhood, and I stayed up there at this, like, crappy hotel there with a toilet that was broken. And that, it's called, like, the Batu Caves Hotel. That was not, it was also too far away, so it's hard to get on the MRT there. So stayed there for 2 nights. Hotel I have now is perfectly okay. It's just kind of old. So for Bangkok and Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur, they're both big. They both have subways or metros. Oh, the other major difference is the weather. So here's something I really like about Kuala. It's not that hot. It's like 90 degrees with a 100-degree heat index. So over in Bangkok, when I was there, I was there for like a month, 40 days, It was 101, 102 every single day, hot sun. Heat index was 114, 115. And that's because of the humidity, right? So Kuala got a slight breeze here. It's 2 p.m. right now. I'm totally fine with this, 90 degrees. I'm walking outside, I'm not sweating. So over there in Bangkok, with regards to the weather, I would literally be like sweating, 30 minutes walking outside. I walk around a lot. You can see I do these videos, right? So it would be like I was sweating within 30 minutes, of my leaving my room here. But over here it's totally fine. So if I were to stay out a couple of hours, walking a few hours, a few miles or something like that, I would literally be soaked from head to toe. Literally my hat down to my shoes would be soaked with sweat. So I would go back to my room and have to dry out my clothes, right? So over here, now the Thais, they seem to be used to this kind of weather. They don't mind this kind of thing. For me, it was horrific. It was just not, I would describe that as marginally livable. So over here it's totally fine. Now, when I flew to Phuket, to go down there to the islands, that was totally fine. It was about the same as this, like 90 degrees, So Phuket and Krabi were better, than Bangkok. Now, in terms of the food here, I'm going to give Thailand the edge here. The food, they serve a lot of rice with spices and stuff like that. I've been eating, over here in Kuala, I've been eating a lot of Indian veggie food. And the good news about that kind of food is that it's about like $1 per one meal. And they give you a lot of rice, okra, curry, beans and whatnot. It's like $1 per one meal. So that's really cheap. And I've been spending a lot of money on my alcohol. So beer, which is like twice the price of in Thailand, because this is a Muslim country there. So the religion, Malaysia and Thailand, Malaysia is a Muslim country, but it is a very cosmopolitan place. They don't care that I'm a Western here. They know I'm not Muslim. And there's no, as a foreigner, I can go my booze or whatever. And they have clubs or whatever like this. In some ways, India is more strict socially, right? So you just see women wearing headscarves, but there's also plenty of women. These are Muslim women. They're on Tinder as well, right? Muslim women wearing headscarves on Tinder and Bumble, right? So they're pretty open-minded. I have not met any woman who wears a headscarf, right? I've dated women. I just click no on this, just because I'm not. The reason for that is I'm not Muslim, right? So I just like the Western clothing better, so that's why I choose that. Maybe not as open as the Europeans are. So let's see, another major difference. There's not really, there's more similarities than differences. The bus system in Bangkok is much better. So I would ride around. I mostly took buses because it was cheaper to take buses. It's like 10 or 20 baht, which is like 30 or 60 cents US. Over here, I take the metro more. So there's about 10 lines, 10 metro lines. Some places it doesn't go, so you just have to look at the map. I might have to walk a mile to get to a metro, but I'm fine with that. Some people might take Grab, instead, but because I like the exercise and I like to save money, so I just go ahead and walk it. For this walk, I'm probably going to go 2 miles, and then on the way back, I may walk down towards center. and then after that catch the metro back to my room. So yeah, that is pretty much it. It's, you know, it's just that Thailand caters to tourists a lot more. Now Malaysia, from what I've seen, it's kind of more like a jungle down here. You can see all the vegetation and stuff like that. I think it rains more here. Alright, I'm going to catch you guys after I get my meal here. Hey guys, so I just finished my meal. Got myself a burger at this place over here in Titiwangsa. And now I'm going to walk over to the metro, which is about half mile from here, and go down to a different neighborhood to sit at the Starbucks here. This neighborhood, it's not super pedestrian friendly, as you can see, which is my preference here. You can see the Petronas Towers there. So it's maybe a mile or two away from that. And let's see what's up here. I'm actually going to jump on the metro and just ride it about 1 or 2 stops here and go to a different location. Here we go, MRT Titiwangsa. Fairly easy to get over here. There's another station over there. What that is, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a rail station. So you got the interchange here, you got the condos and things like that, TR residents. And this is just a kind of a big open field here. Oh, you got a Thai Buddhist temple over here. So the good news about Kuala, both Kuala and Bangkok, neither one of them have a lot of stray dogs. So when I was in Thailand before, when I was around Pattaya and Jomtien, there was some in Bangkok. Over there was dogs all over the place. Probably what they've done is that they've tried to round them up. Now over in Bangkok, when I was there this most recent time there, there's no dogs around at all. Like maybe one in that I saw in a month. Or over here, my first couple weeks here, I didn't see any at all. Now the past week or so, I saw some at the park yesterday. Saw them. They just totally ignored me. You know, pack of stray dogs. Saw a few around my current neighborhood, which is Central Barat. Saw 1 or 2 maybe. Pets or, loose, pets that somebody has, or a stray. So a few here and there. Not none, but not, many. You can see this field here. If this were over, near Pattaya, there would be a few dogs around this big open space here. So, glad that there's not any. They usually ignore people, but not always. Especially at night, like when I was walking down this walkway here. I was just trying to make sure that there's not any rogue strays, wandering around here. And there's not.
Instruction. All touch and go transactions are temporarily suspended until further notice. Alternatively,
So here we are at Ampang Park. I'm going to stop by the Starbucks over here. And you've got the Intercontinental, Kuala Lumpur, you got Citibank building, and there's Petronas Towers right there, as well as that Bank of China building. So this is a pretty nice place here. My first time at this stop here, metro stop. It's Ampang Park on the yellow MRT line. Got JP Morgan over here, Intermark Mall. Let's see. So let's see if we can find the Starbucks.